the holy breath from the healing chalice. Beloved children of the one breath, inbreathing the divine essence of God being, know thou that within my breath abides the fullness of thy God perfection. Pulsating within thy mortal forms, the breath of my being imparts its life, intelligence, and power for the use of each individual self as it functions in the world of form. I am that breath. Within it is my perfection for thee. Breath is the divine fuel empowering the motor of thy beings. Within it are the powers of which thou hast not yet even dreamed. Man uses the divine essence of myself and with abandon wastes its priceless energies in the dissipations of the flesh. Children of my heart, children of my breath, be thou still and know me. Breathe into thyselves the flame breath of the Father, Mother God. Love the breath, for within it abides the fullness of all thy heart's desires. Bless each breath as it gently enlivens thy mortal forms with its vitalizing presence within thine own separate worlds. Absorb the fiery essence of the breath, recharging all the substance of thy beings with God life. Renew thyselves with each new breath. O children of my heart, I am the will of God within thy breath. I am the love of God within thy breath. I am the cohesive essence of that will and that love. I am the flaming breath of thine own God selves. If thou dost will it so, it can set thee free. Permit my breath to stimulate into renewed action the dulled senses which abide within thine own potentialities. Fan the flame of freedom, which my breath is, until every electron within thy being becomes a star of light. Disease, unhappiness, fear, pain, distress, and all the limitations of the flesh are outcasts in the flaming breath of my being. Either thou must breathe the air of earth, polluted by the wayward desires of other men, or raising thine own heartbeats unto me, accept the holy breath of me, thy God, who made thee, and walk the earth in freedom's flame. I am thy breath. I am thy freedom now, from deep within the secret place within thee, breathing deeply of the divine essence of the God presence, which is myself. Feel the expansion of that flaming breath within thee. Let the burden of thy limitations and distress be transformed into happiness, beauty, and perfection, with which it was at first endowed. Breathe in this fiery breath from God's perfection. So let's now breathe in the beautiful, fiery breath of God's perfection. As we breathe in, we hold the breath, we breathe out, and we hold the breath. We say inwardly, I am inbreathing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am absorbing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am expanding the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am projecting the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am inbreathing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am absorbing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am expanding the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am projecting the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am inbreathing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am absorbing the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am expanding the fiery breath of God's perfection. I am projecting the fiery breath of God's perfection. And so be it, beloved I am.